Bournemouth 2, Aston Villa 0. Villa lose their opening game of the season in a performance like Nathan. How was it?
Which is absolute shit. Ruined my birthday already. Um, First 10 minutes, I won't lie, we couldn't really get the stream working, but it was probably the best because we obviously conceded that one goal from the corner, I think it was, and not any good football at all. If you ask me, it's like there was no like spells of good football from Villa. Bournemouth all over us. I think the Hoyt did it as well, but then again, we have the quality. We've got the stands in the Premier League, and we've just been absolutely done in by a newly promoted team. I mean, fair play to Fulham as well today. They held their own. Um, but I will just say it is the first game of the season. Anything can happen. But if last season's first game against Watford definitely set the tone for that one. So I don't know.
I was going to say it's completely like Groundhog Day for me. I came into this game thinking, it would just be typical Villa. If we were managed to lose this, the last time we won against Bournemouth was in 2015 at the Vitality Stadium, and that 1-0 win, which ultimately led to our relegation. And this year, we've done the same against Watford, but I think in a much, much worse fashion because we didn't even score 2 goals today. It's really hard to pull out a positive. I think, really, for me, Kamara looked probably the best player on the pitch for Villa. I know Martinez made some good saves. I thought Carlos looked okay at times, although to the end you could clearly see how frustrated he was with the result. Man, where do you start with the negatives? Conceding in 90 seconds of starting the game. Poor defensively, no one marking on to Jefferson Lerma. The second goal coming in again. Everyone's completely lost concentration at that point. No one gives a shit. And Kiefer Moore, one of the tallest players on the pitch, is no one's gone to close him down. No one's gone to close down the cross coming in from the edge of the box. And ultimately, he's got a free header in, and Martinez can't do anything. It's 2-0. The game's over. Our football's slow. We look lethargic. For someone who's come out and said we have the character within the team, we have a manager who's got so much character. We completely lack that. McGinn as a captain didn't come across like a captain today. Didn't even bloody do anything today. What else have we got worse?
The team sheet wasn't right, if you ask me.
The team sheet was fine. It was the team sheet that we was all expecting. We obviously want Buendia. We obviously want to see.
Want to see the best out of Coutinho.
Want to see the best out of Coutinho.
He's absolutely. He's just pissing me off.
We're seeing players here that are fading in the game. As you said, Coutinho does absolutely nothing. Jacob Ramsey didn't do anything today. McGinn, you wouldn't even notice he was the captain, let alone on the pitch. We've got our idea of football is trying to play crosses and hoofballs. We're a team with a front three that's so short and small compared to the likes of Kiefer Moore, Jefferson Lerma, who they play up front. We're trying to do the same thing, but we can't do it because Bournemouth are defensively so strong and keeping their shape, and nothing's coming. And what is the issue? A midfield that can't supply our front going forward. Defensively, we're like a shambles at times. We don't give a shit. It's the first game of the season. You want to set an example. And what have we done? We've lost 2-0 again to a newly promoted team. And it's not convincing, as I said. And the picture for me is we are told we have character. We're given this big talking by Steven Gerrard. And what happens again? Last minutes of the game, he's sat on his seat again, not even trying to inspire his team. Looks defeated in his body language. And ultimately, that's what you get. Knowing us, next week, Everton at home. We should be better, but will we be better now? That's what's already filling the minds. Is it going to be better? And ultimately, if we don't get a result out there, in my opinion, it's got to be a win now. It's already for me got to be a must win. If we don't get a win, we're in big trouble. There's just so much wrong with that game today.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing, and I think they say in the commentary as well, we don't look threatening going forward. We get the ball, we're holding it very well in possession, in fairness to them. At times you can see the initiatives of trying to play some quicker football, taking those one touches and passing it along, but ultimately we get the ball and we're wasting it. Our set pieces they're getting defended away easily. We're not really capitalising on playing football on the ground, which Gerrard also promised us, and we're creating no chances. We're not creating anything threatening. We're not challenging Bournemouth's defences, which isn't going to be as strong as ours. But ultimately, on the day, Bournemouth put a shift in. They're playing at home. They know they're going to have the fans on their side. And they've ultimately come out here today and absolutely annihilated us.
Which is weird. I mean, fair play to them. Obviously, you want to win your first game back in the Prem, but you know we're gonna be, if we are in the Prem next season, whoever's going against us is gonna be Villa's first. That's 3 points now.
It's typical
It
Villa.
just keeps happening.
Everything that we see is typical Villa. You know, the Bournemouth's first goal today against Jefferson Lerma is the quickest goal I believe Bournemouth ever scored since being promoted in the Premier League. And who's it against? Villa. You know, who do they get their first 3 points off? Villa. You know, we're in shambles. We're in absolute shambles today, and it'll be interesting to see what Gerrard's excuse is going to be for today. What he's going to come out with to warrant keep Coutinho on. Why are we going 2-0 down and then bringing on Cameron Archer on Douglas Luiz? Why is Cameron Archer not coming on? Perhaps even instead of Watkins.
He can't prove himself or anything in that amount of time.
You know what I mean? I don't care if the players that need to be going out. Why is the likes? You have Sanson who's come out on Instagram and said what he said. He could have bloody made a difference today instead of McGinn or Ramsey. Why are we not seeing Kane Kessler? You know, he was at the under-23s yesterday. Why was he not bloody featuring today? I mean, you have these players, get the best out of them, so that at least if you do want to move them on, people have seen how good they can be. We're cashing in, but ultimately, we're stuck with a squad that's really problematic. Who knows what's bloody going to happen, considering there's still a month left of the transfer window, but we're probably targeting midfield and perhaps another forward. Who the hell looks like is even going to come into the club to strengthen? Exactly. What are we seriously going to be relying on going on to the season ahead? Because quite frankly, as I said, when you start that opening game, you want to make an impact. And what have we done today? Absolutely capitulated and shown we're a naive squad. And ultimately, has anything changed or will anything change?
Wasn't interesting either. You know what I mean?
Weren't interesting. Fan support, I think, today was absolutely dead.
Yeah, but
for this great away support that we had, clearly didn't hear it today because they knew the writing on the wall how shit he was. And ultimately, we leave Vitality Stadium with no points, and we've got to go again. We've got to go again next week at Everton. It's going to be a tough game, considering we always make it a tough game against Everton, but it doesn't really fill me with any confidence.
Also, I mean, I just want to make the point as well. I mean, Bournemouth beating us today. They'll probably go on like a losing streak now. Things like that. Fulham will probably go on a losing streak, and then we'll probably get a result against Everton. But it's just, if this is the football we're going to be playing all season again, I'm not looking forward to it.
I will end it then on a question. Nathan, will Gerrard stay in the job?
I'll say
by next season.
I'm not saying like give him 10 games because I don't think they'd do things like that. But
I think he should.
If like,
you know, I'm sorry, you talk all this backing, you talk all this, you know what I mean, you talk the talk, but if we're not seeing it on the pitch, if we're not getting a result there against Everton next week, you know, you've got all your players now, you've had the 2 transfer windows. I'm sorry, you've got to show up now. There is no loyalty with you. It's not like a Dean Smith.
Exactly. That's
you have got 10. You have got 10 games. If the owners want to charge us the prices and want to show the ambition, give us something to be behind. Otherwise, don't make us pay the prices that we are going to have to pay, or give us what we want.
Well,
when you're just selling us a false dream.
But I'd say in this way, I'd say if we're still as this stupidly inconsistent coming to like halfway in the season, I would say this. Because the only reason I'm not saying give him 10 games because he is still obviously new to the job. But then again, he has very mild experience. But then again, I don't know, I'm just really fucked off.
Bournemouth 2 then.
Yeah,
Bournemouth 2, Aston Villa 0. Tell us in the comments down below what you think on our social page as well. He's been Nathan, I've been Ben. We will see you for Everton next week. Up the Villa with the Pride of Villa. We'll see you later, boys.